I've been looking again for over 2 hours now for a proper spot that works somewhat well and is also worth it. Whether it's carp fishing, float fishing, or whatever. It's of course always difficult to find something. And now especially with bottom fishing, so with carp fishing, it's the case that you do find relatively safe, always again spots, or even the same spots that are also safe, always delivering something. Meaning if you're looking for something, and I'm looking daily for something that works somewhere, if you're looking, you can actually always, for example, go here to Lake Bären. Because here, something always works. And even better, as shown again in the last Copper Lake video, is using relatively neutral feed mixes. Because this whole topic has been a thing now for at least 3-4 weeks, over and over again, also in all carp videos. The feed mix that is best built neutrally is the best option to test spots. And under one of the last comments on my English YouTube channel, it also said that the feed mix worked quite well at Amber Lake. And that's why I came here now to Lake Bären with the same koi feed mix. I just used the same feed mix, and I'm now testing very simply here on Pop-Up Rig. And yes, meanwhile already again 5 different flavors. 2 worked instantly, and now the 3rd flavor I also have to test again. And that seems now also here, the red one in the middle. That seems to start again here right now. That's already a good sign. So you test and test and test. And the nice thing is, as I said, especially when you're standing here with a neutral feed mix, you also catch very, very different fish because you can use different baits, and that makes it, of course, extremely relaxed. So that's how it looks here now. I'm only fishing with Pop-Up Rig. Very, very simple, just a single hook Pop-Up Rig setup. And with that, of course, pop-up corn, so only very small baits, always corn with the matching dip, and then the koi feed mix neutral. But I have to take it down now because I've already caught 6 fish here, and earlier I already put in feed mix. So in terms of amount or grams of feed mix, there's definitely more than enough in here now. And I just changed this freshly now. This is now squid flavor. That hasn't delivered yet. This is now the first fish, but it's not so bad. So also this one here now on squid red has also delivered, but also here again, first take the feed mix down so that I don't overfeed this spot. Although I can imagine well that with such a relatively simple feed mix, it doesn't overfeed that quickly. That also depends on how big the particles in the feed mix are. And if of course you build a feed mix with large feed pellets, with crushed boilies, you overfeed such a spot much faster than with such a basic feed mix. So that's how it looks now. At first, tested a bit on raspberry. I still have it on. The first bite came instantly. Then the next bite, again on raspberry. So raspberry actually seems to work well. And the next bite, again raspberry. And then it also started here with mussel. Finally, again, raspberry. So obviously raspberry is running really well here right now. And then again here on mussel and on squid. But obviously you can also catch with other flavors here. And now the question is, which flavor runs best here? With raspberry, you could already say I'll now pull it out right away. We'll set up the setup a bit bigger now, because if raspberry already works this well, then the whole thing can of course also be tested a bit bigger. And maybe also some bigger fish will come in. So that's how it looks at the moment. So mussel is also still okay. Sure, more can always go. What would be great, of course, is if this reflects in the net picture which fish now preferred which bait. If I now, for example, always get many grass carp on raspberry, so if grass carp like raspberry, then I can expand this nicely further. I would then go significantly bigger again, maybe also with size 1 hook, and then see how it runs for grass carp. Now I'll first go here on a size 16, right? So make the whole thing 1 step bigger again. So size 16 raspberry as boilie, and the whole thing again with raspberry corn and dip. Here I'll leave the 1 feed mix still on, and then let's see here at 21 meters clip. Should be clear. This spot here above, one of the absolute classics, one of the 3 important spots at Lake Bären. You should definitely know all of them. How far do you clip there? Which color has the lead and the L core? That's important, of course. These are the basics you need to know if you're a carp angler at Lake Bären. So go into the videos, watch where the other spots are, go into the tutorials. Becoming a carp angler is a whole playlist. A carp angler playlist with more videos also in it. For the basics if you want bottom fishing and carp fishing so that you get along better and easier in the game. And look, even the fishy still runs here on squid. And the exciting thing would be, of course, if now also tench would go in here on these mussel or squid flavors. That could definitely also happen. So let's cast a bit further. In terms of fish numbers, already all good, really good to do. Different fish species also all good. And now size-wise, very good, considering that it's such a small bait, such a cheap bait, and simple feed mix. Let's look at it quickly now. The same feed mix as in the last koi video, 1-to-1. I just quite normal, it's still called like that, basic neutral koi carp mix. And that is basically the original with the mixed feed as base. So you can of course do that quite well. Mixed feed, corn, and maggot, that's what you have in the original standard carp mix. And then here, nut mix is in it and rice is in it, and the whole thing on vanilla flavor. And of course, you can also make this as balls. If you now think, oh my God, he used PVA. No wonder he catches fish. He also used PVA. Bullshit. Because feed mix is feed mix. And you can just as well also make it in ball form, and you already catch just the same at the same spot. So quickly rebuilt here, zack, zack, zack. Nut mix also goes in. And then we also have rice as normal flavor and vanilla. And already, this is the original feed mix. So, mixed feed, maggot, corn, nut mix, rice, and vanilla. Whether this always works, and for all fish, I can't say. But that it works the same as balls, I can say. And the nice thing is, the ball you can just fully load and throw out. Then you reach about 20 meters. And if we clip here at 21 meters, we have through the casting radius of 2.5 meters, the feed spread far enough and the baits are in this feed cloud. And accordingly, you can also fish here at Lake Bären without PVA, just as well as with PVA. First mirror, not bad either. First mirror carp on mussel, but still, I think raspberry is far ahead here. Means if you want to pull through nicely here, I think raspberry makes the most sense right now. So much for that. Out here again, just again, a bit testing basic neutral feed mixes at Lake Bären. And if you have a feed mix that is also similarly neutral and that you can also use very well for a variety of fish, feel free to write it below in the comments. It's always insanely exciting what works well for you. And otherwise, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and then we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, tight lines.